Hi, this is my true self. This is who I am inside. Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to my channel. I am very excited today because plans have changed. Originally, I drafted up this cute little design to make like a Funko Pop style sculpture of Boba Fett. It was gonna be very similar to that Totoro Funko Pop I made a little while ago, but then I had an idea. My massive collection of trash that lives in this closet has been getting larger and larger, and I thought it was time to do an extreme recycling project, if you will. So we're gonna turn this little design and make it into a trash sculpture, and I'm really excited. I think some parts of the armor will really lend itself well to being made with like plastic pieces of trash, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So let's start it off. I'm going to start the whole thing with a base of cardboard, kind of like his skeleton, his little body structure. So let's go ahead and get that going. So once I get this base shape cut out, I'm going to continue to cut out like smaller and smaller versions of the same shapes and glue them together in like a layer cake kind of mode. And building it like this is going to allow me to later carve the shape to exactly what I want. And it's going to be awesome, I think. I hope so. Are we filming? Come on, baby Boba Fett. Okay, I'm standing in a weird little interior section of my house because today, after days and days of not filming, they decided to just, I don't know, take a bulldozer to my entire neighborhood. So it's very noisy, and we're running from sound. But that's not something you care about, probably. You care about Boba Fett, and he is looking pretty darn good, if I say so myself. This took forever and a day doing this stacking method. There are definitely easier ways to sculpt with cardboard. I know so because I have done some of them, but I am so stoked about how sturdy this bad boy is. And also, I am planning to carve him. I was recently gifted a Dremel and I have been dying to use it on some sort of project, and it's gonna be perfect for this. I tested it out on cardboard, it works great, and I'm so excited to kind of fine tune his shape and round him and just make him really come to life. And then once we got his shape all figured out, I'll go back and add even more trash, even more recycling, and I'll use that like plastic pieces and whatnot as armor and to kind of like establish his helmet shape more. I know this kind of just looks like a blob and you're like, what are you doing, Raquel? But there's a plan, there's a method to the madness. Okay, let's go to the workshop and start carving. First of all, it sounds like I'm trying to film inside of a trash compactor. So that's great. And then I come out here and it's kind of cold, so I wanted to start the little wood stove. And I thought this was like, over here I looked and I thought this was like kindling that Nick had gathered for the stove for when he's starting fires. I was like, okay, it's very dry leaves, whatever. But then I look up and there's a bird's nest and I'm like, oh man, how'd a bird get in here? Like, it's closed up all the time. And I'm looking around and then there's a dead bird here, which is just terrible. Like, so needless to say, things are going really well today, but it's all right. We're gonna keep moving forward and get rid of the corpse in the workshop and get to work. Yep, you know, just dealing with dead bodies when you're trying to craft. Let's talk about safety a little bit. First piece of gear I'm going to recommend you use when you're using a Dremel is goggles. I'm gonna keep these on the whole time because if something flies up, it's gonna go right in your eyes. Next thing is my little dust mask respirator here. I'm also going to clamp this little fella in so I'm not actually holding the thing that I'm working on with my rotary tool. And also you can see here, I'm not wearing anything too bulky because I don't want my clothes to get caught up in the tool itself. I have decided not to wear gloves. I've read kind of conflicting things when it comes to what is better as far as safety wise, and I don't personally have any gloves that I feel like are streamlined enough and gonna give me enough mobility, so I feel okay with wearing no gloves. But do your own research and be safe. Okay, let's get to crafting. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, things are not going so great today.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
If the dead bird isn't a bad omen, I don't know what is. Okay, I'm being dramatic. It's not that big a deal. The bits I have for the Dremel are all like sandpaper bits or like kind of rough stone, and very quickly I realized like nothing was happening, and I look at the bits and like basically the cardboard was just kind of melting onto the little sandpaper bits and was like becoming very smooth, aka not doing anything when you're spinning it against and trying to carve. So I did a little research and I looked back at one of my favorite creators videos. Christine McConnell did like a cardboard dress form, and I looked at what type of bits she used, and she used something like this. And I've been doing some research the last hour and trying to find some similar item locally, and the only place where I can find this little mace looking bit is maybe a woodworking store. So we're gonna go check it out and cross our fingers that I can track down this rotary bit and get back to work. It's been not such a productive day, but we're keeping our spirits up and we're doing what we can do. Okay, let's go see if we can find this tool. Yeah, wish me luck. Not exactly the shape I wanted, but I think it should work. All we can do is try at this point, right?
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Okay, going into this clip, I need you all to know that this is sawdust in my nose and not a booger, okay? All right, let's resume. All right, I don't even know if it's worth filming this clip out here right now because our lovely trash compactor sound that we already talked about is still going on. Also, I already filmed a clip in like a little bit of a settling of noises, and my microphone wasn't plugged in all the way, so there was zero sound from me, which was great. So if this isn't the start of a glorious villain arc for me, I don't know what is. We just better hope that this project doesn't end up being like a 3-video trilogy project, because I've always really related to Anakin, and I am sure that if there is a 3rd video for this Boba Fett sculpture, by that video I turn evil. So yeah, I think that's how that works, right? Like if there hadn't been an episode 3, Anakin would have never turned evil. But then again, who's to say I wasn't the one who killed that bird, like a younglings kind of thing. I am very hopeful about this new rotary tip working, so I'm excited to try it out and really hopeful that I can at least get a little bit of shaping of carving done today. All right, let's go. Let's go join the dark side, that is, yeah. This project might be evil or cursed, possibly both. At this point, the things that have gone wrong are straight up comical, so let us list them and have a good laugh. First of all, this first one's not very funny, but it was off to a slow start because Django was sick. He's doing much better now, but that was a bummer. Second, kind of my fault on this part, but I really underestimated how long the cutting and stacking the cardboard would take. Like, that took an insane amount of time, but also there was no turning back, you know the feeling. The dead bird, of course, terrible omen. And then when I was so focused on being safe with the Dremel, I kind of forgot about the reality that my stupid, soft, mortal body is not immune to heat. And I went to go move a log in the wood stove and just used my hand like an idiot and burnt my finger pretty bad. So that one's also on me. So good job. The bit being wrong for the Dremel was also a bummer, but easily fixed at least. And now currently I am dealing with two new problems. One is I really overestimated how much detail and course correcting I would be able to do with the Dremel. Some of the things in my initial cardboard skeleton were kind of off, and I was like, no problem, I'll fix it with the Dremel. But that is turning out to be kind of hard, and it's probably easier with wood and other materials, but with cardboard, it just kind of tears up, and making the hands that way is just not possible. So I will have to do it a different way. And right now I'm working on really strengthening up his little cardboard body by mixing together some of the dust from the dremeling and some Mod Podge and kind of painting it into those little cardboard holes. And it's awesome because he's making him super duper sturdy, but I ran out of Mod Podge and I had to go to the store, which is not that big of a deal, but it's leaving the house, and I'm just really, this project is breaking me. But all is not lost. A new hope awakens. Patience we must have, because I have a plan to fix all of this. So I'm gonna lean a little bit more into using the recycled materials and kind of do this in a kit bash style. And I'm also gonna add in some foam to kind of smooth out the shape of the helmet and add in some details. I'm excited for that. That's gonna work well. And like I said, he's a super sturdy boy. So baby Boba is tough boy, which is not my usual for any craft. Normally what I make could be destroyed by a gust of wind. So it's nice to feel like I'm making something beefy. This project has been a lot, so if you haven't figured it out already, I am going to do this as a two-parter, and very hopeful it doesn't turn into a trilogy. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I'm having a lot of fun with this despite all of the issues, and I really appreciate you being along for the ride. If you enjoyed this video and you like my channel, please consider subscribing and sharing with a friend. It's totally free to do that, and it really helps me and the channel out a lot. So thanks. I hope you go out and make something cool and less stressful than this Boba Fett today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Should I do one where I'm good? Maybe I should be good. It's not as much fun though. And there are definitely easier ways to sculpt. This is so stupid, but it's really cool, and it's an excuse for me to use this mask. Any excuse to wear this is really good. Plugged in. Okay, now we're recording. Wow, that would have been a tragedy, and I can't take any more mistakes. Look at his little dog over here. Look at this baby. Hi, baby. Where's your baby? Look at this boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a baby. You gotta stay. And I'll get you some pets. Yeah, there's a good baby. There's a good baby. Oh, phone call, maybe it's about you. Okay. Hello?